Well, another hard day's work on the cabin. We're almost done. Hopefully we can finish before the snows blow in. Well, winter's here for real. Fortunately, we got the cabin done just in time. I am a little bit worried, though, about those goats. Hello and welcome back to Porcupine Mountains, Michigan. This is 10K in the truck. Our cabin is complete. We have finished just in the nick of time. The last few steps we're putting on the top roof, building those stairs, and then if we take a look inside, we've got some furnishings in here. Basically, we've got a nice little bed with no cushion. We've got some candles here that we can light at night for a little bit of light. I moved the radio in here, and then we've got some nice bowls and whatnot. But we built all this furniture. We've got glass in the windows, so it'll stay nice and toasty warm, no matter what the weather outside. So this is completed. I did get a question about whether you could sell these and what they're worth. Basically, we paid $200 for the plan and then supplied all the wood. If we sell this, we get slightly less than $200. So you can't make money building these. If you build the rental ones, you can rent them out for $2,400 a month. So you'll eventually get your money back. But honestly, it's probably more cost effective just to go ahead and sell the wood directly. Speaking of selling the wood, I did already go ahead and make one run. So we're here at just over 11K. But yeah, I went ahead and I loaded up some of the wood, delivered it, and then I went ahead and did the second load. So we've got all the wood loaded up, ready to sell. We'll probably make a run here in a little bit. We're expecting snow later in the day, but hopefully we can get a couple things done before the snow, and then, like I said, we can sell. Now, one thing I noticed right away, as soon as we hit December, all of that lush, beautiful grass that was ready to mow is gone. So apparently on this map, when you hit December, all of the map grass or the meadow grass just disappears, and you're just left with this stubble. You can't mow this and get any clippings off of it. So this kind of messes up my plan for getting some additional hay for the goats come winter. So yeah, we're gonna be out of luck for that. So we're gonna have to check and see if we've got enough food to make it or not. Now it's almost 10 o'clock, so we can go ahead and see how much food they're eating every hour, and then sort of do the math to figure out if we've got enough food to last. I do have a few hay bales still up here by the tents, so we'll move those over to give them some extra food, but I'm not sure if we've got enough or not. We'll also go ahead and dismantle those tents and sell them today. Let's go on down here and check on the goats. Yeah. So we still don't have any kind of fence up. I would like to get some fence and some shelter, because although these guys are okay now, I really don't want there to be trouble with them. I don't want them disappearing, and I don't want to run into situations where they're not well sheltered. So we'll probably go ahead and put in some fencing and a shelter for them today if we have time. We'll see how it goes. I've also had occasional problems with them flying, so hopefully that won't be something that happens a lot. I don't know. They're definitely behaving weirdly. I don't know if it's a mod incompatibility or what, but we're definitely going to have to deal with that. Now, right now, we're just under 3,120 liters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up time here and go to speed up time and go to 10 o'clock, and we'll see how much that drops at 10 o'clock. Let's go ahead and just fast forward here slightly, and then back down to ×3. Okay, so 31, so about 12 or 13 liters per hour. So 24 hours. Yeah, I think that this is something that will be fine. I think if I'm doing my math right, I think that's less than 300 liters a day. So this should last 10 days, which would be 10 months. Now, as these guys grow, they're gonna eat more. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to, just be aware of that. But yeah, I think that they're fine here for the winter, but I do want to go ahead and get some shelter for them. So maybe they'll stop behaving a little so strangely. I don't know. We'll have to see, but yeah, we'll go ahead and work on that in a little bit. Yeah, let's check and see. Why don't we check and see if we've got any new goats available for purchase? And sort of check here on their status. So if we go back in here, this again is the mod here for the realistic livestock. This is the Ritter edition. We can see that 2 of our female goats have kids now on the way. They're pregnant, so this one's expecting 2 babies. If we look over here, this one also 2 babies. So I think it takes about 5 months, and once they have the babies, they'll be producing milk, which is definitely what we want. So this ram is the father of these 2, and this guy is very good. Now that we know that we're okay with money, let's go ahead and check and see. Let's go ahead and check and see if there's anything new for sale that we want. So let's go ahead and come over here and take a look at the sheeps and goats. I come down here to the bottom to take a look at the goats. All right, so female goats, this one's very average. This one's not great. This one's not great. So what about the guys? Another young one that's pretty good. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Average. Okay. Yeah. So maybe this guy would be worth it. We are going to want to have probably multiple male goats. The mod keeps track of parents and offspring and make sure that they do not mate. So we need to have multiple males just so that there can be crossbreeding. We'll also change some of these over. So let's go ahead and buy this guy, and we'll go ahead and pay to have him delivered. So that'll be an additional $89. And then we'll put it in the sheep pasture. So we'll keep an eye on these guys. I'm not sure which one. I think it's this guy right here. This is my new one. Is this a male? Oh, this is Huge Freckles. Maybe it's this guy. Come on. Yeah, this is a ram. Okay. Yep. So yeah, we got another male in here now, and we're in good shape. And how are they doing on water? They're doing great on water. Let's hop back in there and look at this again. So we do have this herdsman. We talked a little bit about this. We can create tasks for a herdsman. Things like buying and selling, also moving. There are all sorts of things that we can do with this. I'm not going to mess with any of this right now. This is a small flock that I can take care of myself, so I don't think we need to do anything with the herdsman right now. Oh, looks like that sheriff's deputy has been patrolling. Huh. All right, well, he's leaving now. I want to run over and check and see if this grass field, I think it was a grass field, wasn't it? Let's see. Yeah, this is planted to grass. Let's see if it also got reset. I don't want to go over here when he's around, but if he's leaving, I think we can safely run it. Yeah, this is all completely gone. So this is field grass growing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this withered or got reset as well. Okay, well, we will not worry about that. We'll have to figure that out though eventually. So let's go ahead. We'll do some more with the pen in a bit. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about here, and that's the greenhouses. So I was concerned that we had both of these greenhouses set to produce 3 different things. And I was concerned that we weren't going to produce any pallets because basically the production is divided 3 ways. So what I did was I switched this one over so it's only doing tomatoes for the time being, and this one's only doing the Napa cabbage. And then what we'll do is after they produce a pallet or 2, we'll go ahead and switch to something else because we've got partial pallets in here for other things. So I wanted to be sure that I had something to sell today. So both these ones and the mushroom ones, I went ahead and I switched to just a single thing. So that, yeah, this one's just doing the enoki mushrooms. I turned off the oyster mushrooms. So everything is basically going to just produce one thing, and later in the day we'll go ahead and see if we can get that farmers market set up and go sell some of that. So let's go ahead and actually take this wood and sell it just so we can figure out how much money we're actually going to have. And then while we're there, I'll go ahead and talk to Bill about getting that farmers market stall set up so that we can start selling our stuff. And this should be a decent load. So a couple of developments. I wanted to talk a little bit about the channel real quick. I usually don't talk about the channel in these videos, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, so I really would like to encourage anybody who's not currently subscribed to please consider subscribing. If I can get above that 1,000 subscriber mark, it'll do a couple things. One is it will enable me for full monetization, which is great for me, but it also helps you guys because one of the things that I'll have more control over is how many ads show during the videos. At least that's my understanding, and I know that there have been some complaints about the number and frequency of the ads, and that's something that I'll finally have control over. So if you're able to subscribe, please do so, especially if you enjoyed my other content, you know, the Alma series or the tutorials. In addition to this series, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. About 85% of my viewers are not subscribers, so if just some of you subscribe, that should put me over what I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you check and I'm already above that, I'd still like you to subscribe. The more the merrier. The other thing is we do have our first channel member. So membership is a step above subscribing, and our first member was Randy Splawn. So welcome, Randy, as a member. Randy has been a long time supporter of the channel, has commented many times with excellent insights and encouraging messages about the content in the series. So really appreciate his support over the last 6 months to a year that I've been producing content, and he is our first channel member. So welcome, Randy. Thank you very much for your support. I will be doing very little of this kind of stuff. I hate doing this. I just want to produce the content and let you guys see it. But I did want to go ahead and thank Randy, and then also point out the fact that I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you can subscribe, please do so. Let me go ahead and go in and talk to Bill and find out what we need to do. All right, so we made about $15,500. That takes us up to $26,000 and some change. All right, so I just talked to Bill. He is fully on board with us going ahead and doing this. They've got something set up inside, so here over the winter they can sell the products, but he's not really willing to finalize things unless we also build a little outdoor market thing here. He wanted it close to the front door so people know that the new service is available. So we're going to go ahead and pay for that, and in return, he's going to commit to buying our products when we have it. So let's go ahead and we're going to open up the build menu here. All right, and the thing that we're going to build, if we go ahead and go here to, actually it's under productions and selling points. So this is a mod called Marketplace by Omatana is what we're going to be using. And there are different things. There's like a 6-stall one with and without decorations, and then a single stall. So we're going to use this single market stall, the one that doesn't have the decorations. Basically, the difference between these ones is this one, when you build it, it's pretty empty. And then as you sell more things, it gets fuller and fuller. So this is a little closer to sort of like the reality. If we go with this one, it's already full of stuff like, well, where did all this food come from? So we're going to start with the one that's mostly empty. I wish it was fully empty, but this is pretty good. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and set this up so it's right outside here, and not in the way. But basically, as you can see there, there's a little sell trigger so that we can bring our items here and then sell them.
Now, ordinarily, you can't build on land you don't own.
Now, this is a mod by Weasel, and this allows us to place things on land that we don't own. So we should be able to go ahead and switch this to free mode on. There we go. And since this is all nice and flat, we won't need to do anything with this. I'm going to put it real nice and close to this building. And then let's go ahead and make sure we have the snapping on so it's perfectly aligned. Yeah, I think that'll be great. So this is going to cost us $5,000, which I wish we didn't have to spend, but we need to be able to sell our stuff here. So we'll go ahead and do that. That makes Bill happy, and then we can go ahead and deliver food here and get a decent price. This is actually a little bit better. This figures in that since you're doing the selling yourself, so to speak, it does give you a little bit of a premium. If it seems like it's out of whack, we can go ahead and fix that. But this isn't going to be a huge moneymaker for us, at least right off the bat, selling our production goods. So. All right, so this is ready to go. Again, this is Marketplace by Omatana, and then to place it here, we use the free placement by Weasel. All right, let's go ahead. Here, we'll take a closer look here. So as you can see, it's mostly empty, but as we drop off things, some of these will get filled in. So we'll see if the Napa cabbage or the mushrooms or the tomatoes show up in there or not. Not everything shows up, but some things do, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and head on back. Actually, why don't we go, if we're going to do something with the sheep pen, why don't we go ahead to have full effective food? We need to have silage. So let's go and do some silage, and then I just want to get some straw so that they have a nice warm bedding in there. So let's go get some silage and some straw, and then we'll use that when we redo the goat pen. I don't think that these are available down at the sell and buy. I know that they're available up here at the store. All right, and while we're here, we'll also check the sale. All right, so checking the sale items here. So we've got a mower here, which might be nice. It's 180 horsepower requirement though, so we can't use that one. Yeah, we've got some other things here that I'd love to have. This is a nice little tractor that I consider 85 to 100 horsepower, and it's pretty inexpensive. It's actually cheaper than what we paid for the barn find. Not interested at the moment. Here's another mower. Doesn't do as much good here in winter. Valtra T series would be nice. There's a rocking chair to replace the one I sold. This one's on sale. Yeah, not much we can use here. So yep, nothing really here. So let's go ahead though and go down into, I think there's actually a section for bales. Where is that? Down here under objects. Yeah, bales. All right, so we could buy hay if we need it, but I don't think we do. Let's go ahead and get the silage because we don't have any silage. One of these is cheaper. The round bale is cheaper. Yeah, and smaller. Let's go ahead and buy this one. This is expensive, and probably unnecessary, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyways. And then I also want to get some straw. So yeah, we'll use this round straw bale. And then we'll go ahead and have them load this up for us. Ooh, look at that nice little market stall there. All right, we got it loaded up. We'll need to use the John Deere to unload it with the arms when we get back to the farm.
Oh, what do we have here? Oh boy.
Thanks, dude. That's odd that he's out here again. Almost ran me off the road. All right, let's go ahead and grab the tractor and we'll unload those.
Really itching to get into some real farming, but we just have not had the opportunity here with this. The winter's going to be a bit slow, but hopefully we can keep things at least mildly interesting as we go through here until we can get some real work done in the spring.
Right, let's start here. So when we go into here, if we take a look at the food, so what this is broken down to here is we've got different kinds of food that all combine together for the total effectiveness. So this is very similar to the pigs. The silage doesn't add a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think that this will, the higher we get this number, the better it'll do at producing milk. And adding the silage now isn't going to do any harm. It's probably not going to do any good, but it should last a long time because they're only going to be eating, 10% of their food is going to be the silage. So that's my thinking here. We'll go ahead and add this, and we have tons of capacity in here. If we take a look at the total capacity, we can add that in and still have plenty of room for additional hay. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the straw, I'm not going to, they don't eat the straw at all, obviously. Maybe not obviously, but they don't. Here, let me try that. It's a little bit better here. Yeah. But we should be able to put this in just like we did the hay. And then what I'd like to do with the straw is go ahead and put it in there as well. Okay, good, that's gone. But we're gonna try to set this up in a way that we can use this for bedding. Oops. Again, don't know how to drive backwards. Now, I had mentioned in the last video how I had wanted to put the fencing in, but it was a little bit bugged. I'll show you what I was talking about. The problem I was having with it.
Let's see, where do we want to put this?
I think over here is fine. Try this. Basically what was happening, and let me get this out of the way. We'll need this in a little bit to take our pallets. I'm hoping we get more pallets out here before we have to make a run. But anyways, what I was finding with the fence was I found a really inexpensive fence, and the one I found here. Let's go into the build menu so I can show you guys here. Decorations, fences. So the cost of these fences vary a lot. You got $100, $130, etc., $80. So I found a really cheap one. This was supposed to be, there's a lot of them here. So these U.S. construction fences, this is a mod by Gamer Designs, and they're supposed to be 25. I added this one to try to fix it. I took it all the way down to $2. No matter what the price is here, for not just these ones, but a lot of the fences, you know, maybe like a 5-meter stretch was $1,000, no matter what I did.
I don't know if that's a problem with the mod or the map or something else, but no matter what I did with these, they were super expensive.
So what I did was I put in another mod that allow us to put in fences for free. And this is free gates and fences. It's by somebody called That Septic Guy. So right now, if we go to place, you know, any fence here, it's not going to charge us anything at all. So I don't, what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and put in the fencing and stuff, but I'm not actually going to have it calculate, and then I'm going to deduct money at the end based on what I think it really would have cost. Because this one, you know, if you look at how this one is, this is just basically, it's kind of hard to see here, but it's basically just stakes with a little bit of mesh. So there's no way that this much would be $1,000, which is what I was running into, right? It was just totally crazy prices. So what we'll go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Before I do that, though, I do want to check the real estate mod, and I probably should have done this earlier. But let's check and see, make sure that we're not going to miss any chances here at wonderful land at cheap prices. So if we go looking around here, yeah, none of this stuff. Really, the only one that's for sale here that's, I mean, this is that's the gas station. This one right here, which is next to the one that I think we looked at last time, is still $26,000. We just can't afford this. I think we're going to save our money for next month and hope one of these ones or one of the ones down here come up for sale that we can actually afford. We just don't have enough money still to buy this one. We're spending too much of our money on other stuff. But I think today we will have quite a bit left over, even if we go through and do some improvements here. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead then and try to build a little bit of an improved shelter here for the goats. So fence wise, I think I'd like to do a gate. How big is this gate? A little bit big, but actually I think that this might be a good one to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the fencing here outside of where the goats are. And we'll use this if we can. Let's go ahead and do free mode B. Okay, so this one is going to try to charge us, it looks like. Yeah, that one did charge us. Okay. All right, so we don't need to charge ourselves for the gate. I'm hoping, though, that the fence is going to be free. Oh, and here we are again. So let's go ahead and deactivate the camera collision. Yeah, this deactivate camera collision, we didn't really talk about it after I talked about it briefly. It is really good for improving this poor camera control in the base game. So I think that this is really good. Are we still? We still have snapping on. Let's go ahead and turn on the snapping. Yeah, that'll be good. And we'll see. So these little tufts of grass, we're gonna have to avoid those and go outside of those. So hopefully we'll be able to make this work. The next one is up this way. So things still get in your way when you use this, but at least it's land's not owned by me. True. Looking to prevent me from continuing on here. Looks like it is. Let's go ahead and delete the last segment. Try that again, not going quite so far. Distance too short, that's fine. Come on over here and find that next bit of strange grass. On our property, good. Get around that one. Now gliding. And then we're going to finish there. Okay. So excellent. Let's go ahead and see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the build menu. So you can see, there's no way that this should have been thousands of dollars for this. I mean, it's just some metal stakes and some kind of like a plastic mesh. Now, does the gate work for us? Yes, excellent. So we can't get in and out. There's a tree in the way, but we can at least, because I have to do it here at the opening. Don't run out. Don't run out. There we go. All right, so we've got a gate. We can get in here. So the next thing I think would be just the straw in the shelter. So the shelter that I want to use, we can't actually use it. We can't actually have anything inside of it because it's a garage. But what I think I can do is if I go ahead and if I cut this bale open, I think the straw will go on the ground, and then I can move the shelter over top of it. So let's build the shelter first, and we'll try to build it kind of close, so we don't have to spend a lot of money moving it. Yeah, let's go ahead and go back in the build menu. Okay, and then what we can go ahead and do, so that the one I want is here under sheds, and it's a real simple rustic one. This guy right here. So this is small wooden shelter. Yeah, small wooden shelter by Raider. And it currently overlaps with another object. Let's
go ahead and turn on the free mode.
All right, so that took care of that. And I think this is right. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this here temporarily. We're going to place that for 2,000. And then we're going to exit out of here. And what I'm going to do, I have another mod. Went through a million mods here. So this is the cut open bale mod. This is by olaf.tnt. And basically what this does is it lets you cut open bales. And let's see what that, so Shift Z. I think by default it's Z, but I think I changed it because of a conflict. So I'm going to do Shift Z. All right, and this made just a huge pile of straw. My God, that's big. All right, well that's fine. And now what we can go ahead and do, let's go ahead and go back into the build menu. And what we'll try to do now is we'll see if we can move this so that it is ridiculously, got this ridiculously large pile of straw in it. So I moved it over there and I moved it down a little bit. So some of it's still out, and then we've got a big pile of straw, so they can get in there and they can snuggle up in the straw on cold nights, and they'll be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and see how much that cost us. $118. All right. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, we've got a giant pile of straw, a little shelter here for them. I think I feel much better. They aren't going to wander off. Wonderful. I think they're in good shape, except for that one guy is starting to fly. Please go back down onto the ground. So yeah, I think that this is, I don't know if this is a fenceless mod problem or a realistic livestock mod problem, but it's definitely related to one of those. So if you guys know for sure, I think there's even a mod that supposedly fixes the flying animals. But I didn't have a chance to find it. I was not expecting to run into this quick, but obviously, yeah, we are. So yeah, the fence isn't going to do any good if they can just fly over it. But yeah, I'm joking. Obviously, they don't actually leave the pen, regardless of if they fly, regardless if there's a fence or not. This is all just for realism, and an attempt to try to make this a little bit more realistic. Maybe not hugely realistic, and maybe I would have been better off and cheaper to just go ahead and build it. But this way, they've got shelter, they've got straw, they've got food, they've got a fence, everything really that we would want. We've done a lot of the things that I want to do. I think the main thing that's left is going over here and taking care of the campsite. And I do have a couple of bales here. Should have brought the truck closer. Let's go ahead and load these up here real quick, and then we'll run them over in a few minutes. But yeah, I'd like to go ahead and clean up the campsite here, and get some of this sort of back to normal. Well, it's been messed up so long, it kind of is normal. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and see what we can do here with this area. Now I'm going to leave the sawmill area pretty much alone, but we have this ramp and all this gravel and everything up here. So let's start by getting rid of the campsite. So we're going to go ahead and sell this. We won't make a lot of money, but a little bit. Bye-bye tents. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the fire ring here. I don't want it too close to the wooden cabin. Let's go ahead though and do a little bit of smoothing around here. Move this down here with our other tools. We'll be getting some kind of shed or something eventually, of course, now that we have a home. But yeah, I think this is okay for now. I still don't love it. but I think it's the best we can do for the time being, especially considering we don't have a ton of money. Okay, so it is just past noon. We can take this over. All right, so let's go ahead and take these now. We put that giant thing of silage in there. I did consider cutting that open and then using the using our little baler to bale it into small bales like this, but turns out that that will not bale silage. A lot of balers will bale silage, but that one definitely will not. So I'm gonna pretend I don't see that goat floating there. All right. So we still only have that one pallet out. How close are these to getting done here? Oh, really close. 987 on this. This still has a ways to go. The tomato pallets are only 500 liters, so they come out faster. And this guy 971. Okay, so should be pretty quickly. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get ready to load those up. So I'd love to know your thoughts about the goats. I assume that nobody minds that I loaded the wood off camera. I did actually do it. I did not cheat it onto there. If I haven't already shown you a little bit of footage of that, I'll include it here just to prove that I'm not cheating. Just kidding. I'm curious if we will at some point need to flip over to doing auto load. I'm definitely not opposed to that in general, although I do think it's early on. I think it's best to do things manually. The other thing we can do, which I actually prefer over auto load, is to set these up to automatically sell, because it charges you a little bit, and you can just have things go where they're supposed to go. If you've got multiple productions, you can make that work, etc. So I don't know, we'll figure that out, but I'll try to do more of the ridiculous boring loading stuff off camera so that you guys don't have to put up with it. All right, is this out yet? Not quite. Perhaps any second it will spawn and we'll be able to pick it up. Still not quite there yet. While we're waiting, let's check the sawmill. I am worried about how much wood we're going through here. Yeah, we're down to under 10,000 liters. So I'd like to put another large tree in here if we can. Now, these wood chips, in December and January, that's the best time to sell wood chips. We don't have anything to hold them. So I'd have to buy a trailer of some sort, $5,000, $7,000, $9,000 trailer. It's not worth it right now. We'll just hold on to these, even if we have to hold on to them for a year, in order to be able to sell them, cheaply. So I don't want to cut down the trees that are around the cabin. This tree here has frequently annoyed me, getting in the way. I don't know if we can make it though to the all the way to the sawmill. Let's see what angle we're at here. So let's call it 147. So 147 plus 90 is going to be what, 237? So if we got right around here, I'm hoping it will go. This is a giant oak tree, so it is going to take a little while to cut through here, but it should have an absolute ton of wood volume. Unbelievable. I thought for sure we'd be hand bombing that over there into the trigger. So yeah, basically what you do is you line up in the direction you want to go, make a note down here in the corner on that little mini map what direction you're facing, and then either add or subtract 90 degrees to go basically because you're at a right angle here. So if you're facing this 90 degrees offset from what you measured in this direction, then it'll go right towards it. So little bit of a trick. I don't know if this one can make it. So this one's at 120. If we go over here, that would be 210. If we line up at approximately 210, see if we can get this guy in too. I'm probably pushing my luck here. Wah wah. Just didn't quite make it. Let's see what's holding it up and what direction. So we'd like it to get it to fall in this direction. I'm really not sure which of these branches is actually holding this up. Okay, so that helped maybe a little. There's nothing to cut here. Is it this? Well, still did not go in. But we are close. Let's get this guy if we can. Alright. Let's go get our tractor and see if we can do that. Now, did we get our... All right, we got mushrooms. Still no lettuce. We are 1 micron away. Let's speed up time for a minute and see if we can get it. There it is. Back to ×3. We're almost done here for the day, I think. So this is going to be another short day of work. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that tree into the sawmill and test out our wonderful little farmer's market stall. Oops. A little bit on there. Going on the other side would have been smarter, my friend. Let's see if we can put our giant fork through the window of our truck. Sounds like a wonderful idea. going on here? We hitting... Whoa. Not exactly what I intended, but it worked. Let's see if we can pick up any of these guys. So, yeah, 46 kilograms. Nine. 53. Excellent, excellent. 42. We were very, oops. We were very lucky that the big tree went in, because there would not be little light chunks like this. That big guy had not made it. I'm regretting my positioning of this light pole. Okay, let's remove the stump. I'm running with the chainsaw. What a beautiful truck. All right, let's go ahead and see what we get for our cabbage and our mushrooms. All right, so we'll go ahead and sell these. Did not get the cabbage in there. There we go. All right, and you can see that now, you know, visually, we now have these cabbages down here. It looks like that's the only thing that it added. So, you know, role play wise, we'll just pretend that that's for decoration, and that the real food is inside where it's nice and warm and not at all 13 degrees. All right. Well, let me go ahead and head back. I think that that about does it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. We've got a decent chunk of money, almost $15,000. Yeah, what? Actually, no. Okay, so we've got over 16,000. So we made a decent haul there on that. So this $16,000, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and save up for next time. I'm not going to put in anything else for now, because we really are going to need to get another plot of land here soon, and I don't know how expensive it'll be. So, you know, tomorrow I'll go ahead and sell the wood again. We'll see if we get some more food out of the productions, which we should. And then we'll go ahead and I'll probably switch those to something else just so we can sell something different tomorrow. But then hopefully something will come up in the real estate listings that we want to purchase, and we can start maybe to work on some land, although it might be too cold. We'll just have to see what happens. If things stay slow and cold, I may end up skipping a month here, but I'll try not to do that. I'll probably try to give you at least a little bit of view of the month, but we might do 2 months in one episode. I'll have to just wait and see what happens. All right, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please subscribe if you can, just to help me get over that 1,000 subscriber mark. As of the recording here, I'm less than 50 away. So that's really would be helpful. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.